Let me tell you the story of our cancer studies in Kiev, proving natural medicine.
Breast cancer. Horrendous disease. Here we have a young girl affected. Chemotherapy was discovered from natural medicines. Natural medicines that fought cancer. Chemotherapy was then derived from these natural medicines. But yet no study had ever been done on natural versus the synthetic chemotherapy. No study, that is, until we did our study in Kiev.
My first visit to Eastern Europe was in Kiev in 1991. Now this was just after the 1989 dropping of the wall, and the societies were in crux. I was invited to the Institute of Oncology to give a lecture about energetic medicine. And what I found is that the society just didn't even have money. They used coupons. So I found that I could hire some of the best doctors in the world very, very cheaply. $10 a month, seriously. And I hired some of the best doctors at the Institute of Oncology. Doctors who had fantastic minds working in hospitals, recognized by the World Health Organization. Fantastic, incredible opportunity for us to do natural medicine testing, to see if we could find out if natural medicine, because drug companies won't do this study. Now basically the discovery of chemotherapy comes from Vinca. They found that this is a poisonous plant that animals will not eat. Animals will not eat this plant because it's poisonous. They have an instinct. But when an animal, one of the farm animals, gets cancer, when they get cancer, all of a sudden then the farm animal wants to have the Vinca. The farm animal will eat it. The farm animal, the horse, the cow, they'll break down the fence to get to the Vinca when they have cancer. Only when they have cancer. They don't do it when they're healthy. You see, because there's a sense inside. And all of a sudden the cancers go away. So now the drug company started to see that this plant could kill cancer. This plant has a poison, but the poison is much stronger against the cancer cells. So this is the basic development of the simple ideas of chemotherapy. Now, nobody had ever done a test of whether the natural chemotherapy and how did it work versus the synthetic, because the synthetic was designed for the patents. But here was my fantastic opportunity at the Kiev Institute of Oncology to test this in a hospital. First we did cell culture tests. Then we moved to animal population tests. To be able to do this properly, we had to follow the protocols. And I had to fund the entire operation, basically myself. And then lo and behold, here we found the actual test. We went to the patients and did a patient trial. There was 120 patients in each group, and basically we were able to study the effects of synthetic chemotherapy versus the natural chemotherapy. The real Vinca versus the synthetic Vinca. And lo and behold, what we were able to find is that the real Vinca is incredibly safe and incredibly effective.
Not only was the natural medicine much more safe, but it was dramatically more effective.
Yes, history was made. Natural medicine was more successful than the synthetic. And this was published in a peer-reviewed medical journal. So then we started to look at other different studies and started to look at an expansive viewpoint. And we did other studies on the medicine and found out that there was incredible results. Kiev was pretty rough, so I moved to Budapest and decided to work with natural medicine. I was hired as a medical doctor, professor of medicine at Chemo University, the largest, most established medical university in Budapest. And I was there to try to help people. Now here's scenes from the true story, Water, Wine, Homeopathy, which you can watch and learn more about the intimate story. My son Sterling was born, and actually he was kidnapped. We just got him back on this day. You're actually looking at the time we got him back. And this is my ex-wife, Ildiko, with Sterling. And we were able to do incredible research. And then I documented this in film and in books. And here is the very, very first time I touched and met my daughter, Destiny. Now, our research was approved for a presentation at the University of Exeter in the Complementary Health Symposium, and then at the very, very first European Association for Clinical Pharmacology. The theme of the Congress was chemotherapy. We get you better, but you come back. Why? At the beginning of my address, I said to the Congress, I think I have the answer for you. I think I know why. You see, our results were clear. Chemotherapy gets you better, but the chemotherapy weakens your immune system, so you come back. You do not have cancer because you're chemotherapy deficient. You get cancer because you're immune deficient. The natural treatment group increased the immune systems. They had less cancer in the future. Chemotherapy gets investment for research because of patent protection for profit. The natural medicines work better, but the drug companies want to protect their profit, protect their patents. So the investment of the research is done on the chemotherapy, the synthetic drugs.
Look, I heard a presentation at the pharmaceutical college. You're really against the drug companies. But the drug companies buy us pencil, paper, and computers. What will you do without them?
Well, I think we have to think about the patients. I think we got to start thinking about the people. The drug companies are causing too many side effects. I believe that natural medicines can take their place. I know there's a lot of money involved. But I believe that what the people want is more care about them rather than care about their paper and pencils.
Well, you may be right, but you are going to cause a lot of trouble for yourself and for a lot of people.
Well, sorry about that. You want some peanuts?
No, thank you.
I made the movie Water, Wine, Homeopathy, where every scene opens with water, wine, or homeopathy. And I wanted to tell the true story of what happened, because once I had stepped on the toes of the drug companies and their profits by proving that natural medicine was not only safer, but more effective, especially in chemotherapy, I became very much a problem. And I was beaten up, and they tried to kill me. Luckily, I was able to escape, to be able to tell the story. Now, the persecution, the prosecution, and the character assassination that they've done on me is incredible. And I want you to realize that really natural medicine works, and there is a shape of water. So I am Desiree Dubonnet, the man who left America to find freedom, who's no longer a man. And when I became Desiree Dubonnet, the drug companies stopped trying to kill me. They figured you won't take me serious.